So one thing I'm sure Pascal Beverly Randolph taught Blavatsky was about stargates in your brain. So like when you go to sleep, before you drift into theta rhythm, you are in the alpha state. And so in the crossing into theta from alpha state, it's a portal opens with these like subconscious symbols. Then you go somewhere else. Like you're there, but you're not your consciousness is not there. It's somewhere else. And they try to get people to remember them. So like in the science, like the noble arts or whatever, they're trying to like find out how to reassociate people's emotion with the proper color. And like they like in trauma, it's like a vortex too, because like there's these ghouls that live in these vortexes, like ghouls and goblins. They're like in the wall of it's like spinning around, but they'll be like hugging the walls and stuff of the vortex and like scratching you or something. They changed the association to certain colors with a different feeling. So and it's called the noble arts because it's how to remain noble. And usually you have like soldiers and warriors, or they get traumatized and like they can't like re-immersify with the general population because they'll be like messed up. So it's like it's a thing with that. Like they also believed in portals to like Atlantis, and then have to describe it as a different process then. So he'll be talking about like a wedding ring, and like showing you like something about portal science while he's talking about like a wedding ring or something. And it's like or a nomenclature, like because you have to like have the ritual. They're combining like ritual with like now with more technocracy, but like you have to have the right kind of portal nomenclature, because it's like it could be mundane or it could be something else. Like portals in nature are all over the place, but sometimes it's just like we don't think about it because it's like it's like a sinkhole or something, like like a sand like filtering down underneath a rock into an air pocket is a portal. Like, great, okay, we're really going to, they're like, and anyways, like, so these like necromancers and witches and everything, they would have some kind of idea about these symbols, and like they would use them to like protect people in war, like keep like it's like different purposes for, or like healing or something, but like also trying to find like the medicine and everything. There's like all these like purposes for that science, right? It's like shaman stuff, right? They have technological shaman. It's not a stretch. People were always up to something like that. Like you wonder what maybe the Voynich manuscript might have been like, or why is it that, like really negative thing about syncretization of religion onto like Africa, or because like sometimes you find out that it came from there, but it's like being reintroduced for a different purpose to it, like, and then it comes back, it like takes back over as something else. And so that's the whole corrupted, like horrible thing about it, is it really screws up the people. Like forcing slaves to venerate saints. And then later on, we have this word for a mystery system that came from somewhere else that we we use it differently and we refer to it as voodoo, and it's like voodoo would just means a run of bad luck. It just means somebody who has a run of bad luck. Or we wonder why these things are, everybody's poor when they're using them and everything, because like it was like a gimmicky commercial brand of something that used to work and it doesn't work anymore. And it goes back to a whole other purpose, which we don't even refer to. So portals have to be like, if you're using Palomayombe, like you have a cauldron, and like you have to program a cauldron, and there's all these tedious rituals and things like that to do to prepare it and everything. But that doesn't make any sense. The scientific version of a cauldron could just be a square glass tank with like a nozzle, or like it just, it drops something, something pools in there, and then it's like allowed to, like, there's a valve, and that's a cauldron. Or, like, but there's, so why is this shit real? Because ignorance is a disease, and it actually kills people. And so, like, that way of making them ignorant was subterfuge, and it just borrowed something from themselves, tapped into it, and then subverted it and gave it back to them with a different purpose. It's like that's a totally clandestine move to do on people. Like you're basically murdering them, you're killing them. Oh my God. But so like, and portal science and like Yoruba, like Ifa is like Orisha, like they have like these textiles that they spin around, and they can throw it against a surface with angles, like the corner of this room, and use a stick to keep it spinning, and it would like mask the dimensions and look like a black hole. Or like a certain style of wide brim hat, like in women's fashion, is has some kind of portal science references to a black magic lady, or like, you know what I mean, like a black magic woman, and it's mystique. It's like mystery system. Like it's for like whoever it's for. That's who's supposed to use it. So like you can't use a foreign meme, or to mean something significant or subvert something that already had a meaning, then without that syncretization, right? And that's why they have a certain way to do ecumenism, because assimilation is an attack, whether you're the one assimilating for nefarious reasons, or if you're demanding someone to assimilate. But there's a difference between acculturating, which is friendly, so it's a friendly aspect, and they try to blur, like in politics, there's like they just try to blur that and give you a little bit of that. So it's like you're saying by not assimilating, that you're not really worthy to become naturalized citizen. Or like acculturating would accomplish that, and that's what they're not doing. But they don't use that word. It's like they're trying to give you like a little bit of social and a little tiny bit of like religion, with a little bit of social science, and that's politics. It's set up for disappointment. You should see it coming. That's what it is. Like you have to know that for your interest in it, because it's set up to be disappointed, because it's placating. The whole idea about politics is you are like seeking unification with like a base, and you go on a campaign, which that is actually the war part, is going on the campaign. When you're politicking, that's the friendly part. We got maybe switched it up. So like politics on the world stage, it seemed like It's like the seriousness part. But that's like the part that resonates with the people. Then when you go on campaign, you're just killing. You're just killing. But now campaign is like the part where people are like, yeah. You know, difference between the age of champions and the age of lawyers, I guess. And they all are kind of lawyers, you know. So, paradox. But not really. I don't mean to demonize nothing, you know what I mean? Like, it just is that. Like, that's just whatever. But portals can be used to, like, summon power, or, like, so there's, like, an interest in different levels, like different types of necromancers or, like, astronomers or something. They're, like, actually NASA. And then witches, which talk about power, energy, archetypal energy symbols, pagan. So the crypto pagans, like the portals full of like these monsters that come through. And the Bible said something about a battle with a tiny portal opened up and all these monsters spilled out. And then it was a war. There's all kind of portal shit. Like almost how they describe black holes being everywhere. Like they could just being vague. Like, oh no, there's there's like a military industrial technocratic shamanism, like hybrid, like technological and witchcraft. And when they try to study the ghoulies that are inside of those portals in the Vortex, they try to study the ghoulies that are in there. Because if you use that portal to travel anywhere, you wonder, you know, if you're going to end up on Mars with like all the, like with Riddick and the Chronicles of Riddick and shit. Like all those like monsters will descend on you, you know. That's why they send those people through the fucking Philadelphia experiment. They were unaware. They wouldn't have signed up for that experiment. Like the one with the Navy vessel that got fused with humans and stuff. Like their bodies were stuck in walls and stuff. I don't know if people want to laugh at that because, oh, you believe that there was a Philadelphia experiment? I mean, I don't want to be petty, but it seems like, I mean, I can't say that I do know, you know, but it's very interesting. I don't have the ability to know because I wasn't there. Then there's like Mike Markham and the Art Bell show where he discovered, and then there's like the fake, you know, the hoaxes on like YouTube with the dude that played 2 frequencies to open a Sedona gateway, and but then like, so making fun of it almost like discourage people from wanting to look at the different rituals, because like it's an abyss. Like they open and close the abyss, and then during rituals, and if you catch them in the ritual, they might have to abort. And so it's like, you wonder if like the military is like taking rakes, you know, somewhere to fight, like or doing some like kind of like I don't know, it's like why why do these secret societies want to be close to the ether and interested in where they can pierce the veil? It's like because they're like media conglomeration too. Like Jimmy Page bought Aleister Crowley's house, some place that was like has all this residual power from rituals and like ghosts and shit, where they're just it's like, you have to imagine they're just trying to cover up the truth and shit. Like they're just doing like LARPing shit. Like, but then there was just like killing for just the sake of evil going on. So it builds up. It does something that these celebrities who are able to like talk, you know, they're not scared of like being around like ghosts and shit. They accepted it, and they're like getting this creative inspiration, like that's like sublime, like subconscious or something, like, and it's like music started having to sound like words you couldn't understand or something. Like you know it's good when like the words don't make sense. That's like, and but they were like they were getting there's a kind of angel called the powers. There's like several different types of angels, like some like are just called angels, and then there are some that are like called principalities, and then there are some that are called the powers that gave like people musical abilities and stuff. Maybe they hellhounds, or it could be tied in an aspect. So it's like hellhounds are like the ghouls that would like come out of this portal, like the hellhounds when they come back to collect for the contract, right? Or there's some like aspect of like they yeah, they use people and give them abilities and powers, and like they teach them things like about their language and stuff, and they try to humans will try to use that to get in contact with them. And then well, I mean, it's a bunch of shit. It's always tied into like the government, like MI6 or some like um oh, I mean, you don't want to say like aristocrats. Like there's like a shady element of the aristocrats, like Jack the Ripper. And you know, like Blavatsky might have known who Jack the Ripper really was, but they're over here playing though. They're playing at some Camelot shit. They're playing Camelot. Oh, they're trying to get people to use grass as a lawn instead of like their estate to drive the utility, like the use the utility from this that your estate. Like there's like resources and you generate and wealth, like an upper mobile class would have enough left over to give away. But it's like in order to have entrepreneurs, like there has to be the sense of you're in debt. So it's like magic. Like they're over here trying to turn it into Camelot, just like England. Just like England, like people that still don't even know how Aleister Crowley can afford an estate to give away, or not give away, to sell to Jimmy Page.